Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to our live talk session under the hashtag Disruptive Education Movement, initiative by Global Education and Training Institute. And we at GETI are committed to teachers' training and professional development to facilitate learning, teaching, and sharing ideas for change. Under this hashtag Disruptive Education Movement, we invite education leaders from around the globe to share ideas. So today we have with us Ms. Kiran Dudhbade, who is the facilitator at the Jain International School in Nagpur. Well, she has worked in the education sector for more than 30 years and has served as a principal in renowned schools like Sri Vasantro Naik Polytechnic for 10 years. She was a principal in Air Force School for 10 years and has also worked in Sahakar Vidya Mandir as high school teacher for a year or so, and has also worked for 11 years in Centerpoint School. Well, Ms. Kiran is dedicated and student-focused teaching professional who is committed to provide a well-balanced, supportive, and engaging learning environment for all students. And she used multi-sensory strategies while teaching students with special needs. And she was also awarded as the best teacher by Jain International School. And today she is with us to talk on the topic career counseling. Is it really important for the students? So, without taking much time, I would request ma'am to please take over the session. And once again, a very warm welcome. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Kiran. You are successful. It is because somewhere, sometime, someone gave you an advice or an idea that led you to the right direction to reach your goal. Good evening. I am Kiran Dudhbade. To throw some light on today's topic, how can career counseling help students? Have you heard people creeping? Oh, I'm not happy with my job. I wanted to be something else in life. Oh, I had dreamt of becoming an air hostess or a sailor or a beautician and so on and so forth. Why talk about others? I myself had a dream to join the armed forces. But in our days, in those days, we did not have career counseling. We did not have, the parents were not knowledgeable about this particular field. And therefore, I had to change over to some other profession. Anyway, I'm happy with it again. Today, children are blessed to have these facilities at their doorsteps. And I feel one should take help because this can actually give direction to your life. These counselors are expertise who can lead us to the right profession as your caliber and show the path to reach the same. Let's understand. I mean, during the session, I'll prove it to you that career counseling really helps. Let's start with it. What exactly is a career? Career is nothing but it is an occupation undertaken for a significant period of life with opportunities for progress. A career includes education, training, and work experience. Now let us know what do you mean by career counselors. As we know what is career now, counselors are expertise or they are trained people who train the children or rather they help them to find out what will be befitting their caliber. They assess the child's aptitude, knowledge, personality. They do research on them. They find out their expertise level, their interest, and personal skills. They help them to select the profession and also the way to reach it. You know, we can rather we can compare them with doctors. When you go to a doctor interacts with you. He finds out your difficulties, your sufferings. He tells you to undergo some tests. At times, you have been asked to take an X-ray or an MRI and so on and so forth. And thereafter, he starts with his treatment, his line of action, what, how to do it. He thinks over it and then does it. In the same way, these career counselors, they take exams of the students, they take their aptitude tests, they interact with them and explore their interests, find out what type of personality they have, guide them accordingly to select their profession, and give them the route to reach their destination according to the caliber that they have. A career counselor designs and steers students' life. Now, have you driven a car? You see what is the work of a steering. Steering actually helps us to make, I mean, it takes out your direction and you reach your destination without committing accidents. I mean, you when you reach safely. Yeah, it all the career counseling also gives you a fair idea about job opportunities according to the market scenario. Let us see, is career counseling really very important? Yes, this is a very big question for today. Is will we not go to a right direction if we don't do career counseling? According to me, every person guiding you is a counselor. Even teachers, we teachers are also counselors. We know our children ins and outs, and we can do their counseling to the extent that we know the knowledge about it. The children at high school level are clueless. They are fascinated. Anything can fascinate them. I knew a child. He always wanted to become a cardiologist. And if you ask me about the caliber, the child was just below average, say around 40% at the most. I asked the child, why do you want to become a cardiologist? Why not some other thing? He said, ma'am, because I lost my grandmother because of the cardiac attack. And I saw my parents running helter skelter for a cardiologist. I feel that is the only profession in the world which will help humankind to survive. See, this is something a small child's mind is. So he's clueless about, I mean, he doesn't know about his academics and can he reach. But yes, career counselors can counsel this child. If not a cardiologist, they can help him to become a technician who can help the patients. Nowadays, media plays an important role in misguiding the students. The children, they see videos, get fascinated towards them without understanding what level of academics or what level of skills are required for that particular profession. Peer pressure. This is another factor. Because my friend is doing science, I will also do it. Otherwise, I'll lose friendship or our friendship will be ended. That is in the mind of a child. So that is what we call as peer pressure. Then comes a very important pressure, and that is parental pressure. You know, parents nowadays, they actually see their dreams in child's future. And for that, then they pressurize the child to go for a particular stream that may or may not be for the child. Society also plays an important role as far as the society pressures are concerned, because the society presses the child. Oh, your parents want you to do this. Why don't you do this to make them happy? They will be happy if you do this. These are all what others keep telling the child. Environment also plays. Environment plays in the sense from which environment the child comes from, what is the background, what are the family values. Some families still now do not like girls to enter into some professions. This can be, if there are counselors who can talk to these parents and tell them this is what your child can do and uh, be successful. Here comes the role of counseling. There was a child in my neighborhood. He was a born artist, I must say. He was fantastic as far as arts was concerned. His drawings, paintings was a treat for all of us to see. We always felt he should pursue arts, but his father was an engineer. As I told you before, also, parents have a dream, whatever they dream of, I mean, they dream for their parents, for their child, and they act accordingly. The father insisted that child for an engineering college. Now, what happened? The child was in college for nearly 6 years. He was not able to cope up with studies. He said, "It is not my cup of tea only." Now, what? After 6 years, he took a bold decision. Excuse me. He took a bold decision. He told his parents very frankly, "I will not be able to do it. I'm not fit for this." Parents were very unhappy. The circumstances, the environment at home, everything changed. It was all sad. The child was frustrated. The child was sad. The child was depressed that he felt there's nothing in this world now what he can do. Parent, after seeing the condition of the child, took him to the counselor. The counselor advised. And what was the advice? You will be surprised. The child is now a pass out of JG School of Arts, Mumbai, and he's a renowned artist. He's a successful artist. If he would have not taken, I understand those 6 years, what he lost is a great loss. But at the end, at least success was what he had opted for. Career counseling helps us to sort out these type of confusions. Students after class 10 or grade 10, they are, clueless which stream to go, what will be the best option for them, what will be the courses, what type of institutions will be helpful. These career counselors, they guide them. They guide them with the streams to be opted for. They also tell them about the good institutions available, the different courses available, the different scholarships that they can get into. They can also advise them for short term courses because there are few weak students who may go in for a job which will this type of studies which will help them after grade 12, which is a crucial time. It's a turning time of or a turning point in the student's life. These counselors play very very important role of giving these children direction. They are actually at the steering, helping them to move in the right direction. There are specific fields and professions where these counselors help them to get the streams or the different courses available, the additional knowledge that those courses require, short term courses. They also help them to know about the higher studies abroad, and also they can focus on job oriented courses or short term courses for students who are weak. After graduation, now comes a time when a child is thrown into the market. These counselors are aware of the job scenarios, which the job scenarios of the market, and these people they help them to guide them for the jobs that are available. Not only this, they help them with startups if they are helping. I mean, if these children want to go in for startups, they can guide them for that. Some children want to go in for business. These counselors can guide them which will be the best. What are the pros and cons? What are the positive and the negative aspects of a particular field that the child wants to choose? All this can be taken care by the counselors. Counselors, we can rely on them because they can reduce the pressures of our society. Imagine Sachin Tendulkar's parents if they would have decided not to go in for cricket. We would have not got a world class cricketer as an Indian cricketer for which we are proud of. Why go far? Today's Indian Idol. This was a show, it was like a favorite show of everyone. These, Saturday, Sunday, the weekends were made truthful with the show. Pavandeep Rajan, when I read about him, it was a surprise. He was trained from the age of 2. That means you can imagine how counseling must have been done at every stage. He is a person from a very small place where people are not aware also about the different arenas where his talent could have been reached. He can play 15 instruments. So, one can say we really had a person, maybe at some time, somewhere, someone must have helped this child to come to this level. Counseling and guidance book. Counselors are guide, guides which help us to find our path of self discovery and self realization. We come to know our ins and outs, our positive and the negative aspects, and make us a successful professional. Students, these, when they have these counseling sessions, they are even they meet even the experts from the professional fields. They go, they find out, they interact with these experts, find out ins and outs of the professions. They tell them, these experts help them to know, they give answers to all their queries about why, what, how, and all this stuff. And this gives them the idea, information that they require. Counseling helps to bridge a gap between book knowledge and the work experience or the work culture or the requirements. It helps in personality development and improves your lifestyle. I know a child in my neighborhood. He was a topper from an engineering college. But whenever, there, when the child goes in for these type of professions, there are you have these sessions where they are selected for their jobs, and this child was being rejected, very frustrated again and again. He was like, he was not selected. He went to a counselor to find out what is missing, why he is not being selected. All his friends were being placed. The counselors, while interacting, understood his difficulty. There was some problem with the communication, some problem with the language that he spoke. For interviews, you need to face the interviewer and you need to have proper language, a proper body. The body also speaks. You have a body language that was missing in the child. When all this was taken into consideration, this child was selected for a core company which was his dream project. Now, you see how he got a direction for his success. Before everything else, I would also make a special mention of today's pandemic that we are all going through. Who had dreamt that, of course, it's a joke, but then who had dreamt that we would go to a bank with a mask on? This is something a joke, but this is something which has come out true these days. And the scenario of the requirement of jobs have changed completely. Now, how? Let's have an example for the same. Had you ever dreamt that teachers will teach you online? Children will sit at home, teachers will sit at home, and learning and teaching will be done. Or even this doctors, they were treating patients suffering with COVID online. So we had never thought of this, but this pandemic had taught us all this. Now, whenever there will be a requirement for teachers or the other professions, the additional qualification required will be computers. And these counselors can help you to tell you beforehand going for these, because this will be in addition to your profession. These are the needs of the hour. These are the needs of the market these days, and you have to be well versed with it. Counseling helps children, guides them for these additional skills, because they tell you beforehand these skills are required. The with counseling, the students become well equipped for their suitable career choices, and they help them to find out a route to reach this destination. You have seen a Google Map. I know everybody must be using it. The Google Map helps you to reach your destination. These counselors also give you a route map to reach success, to reach your destination. They tell you, they guide you, they help you with so many other options also. Like our Google Map helps you with so many routes to reach your destination. Children becomes children become confident. They are out from depression and frustration and the family pressures also, because parents accept them. The parents come to know that this is the caliber of my child, and my child will be able to go this far only. And then there is a happy family with it, because family support always makes a person happy and successful. Have you seen the movie Three Idiots? I am sure everyone must have seen it. In that, you saw how a selection of wrong profession led to unsuccess. And when they select, or after so many years also, when they go in for their profession, how happy they are, how successful they are. And they have this name and fame, and their success come to them. At the end of everything, success in life, happiness in life matters a lot. To sum up, we can say good counseling opens door for a successful future for our students. Students are future citizens of our country, and it is a fact a happy, successful, and satisfied citizen makes a country progress, makes a country happy. So we'll have happy human beings in our country when our people will be satisfied with the jobs that they are into. They will be, happy with what they have opted for. And when they know there are so many jobs open, there are so many options open for them to do, they will not be frustrated. The the surrounding in which you will live with these happy people, they will be like guides. They will only be like counselors to help you, to share their success stories. So I feel at the end that I have proved to you counseling does help students to go into a right direction. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And a very apt example given the way the maps take you to the destination. The career counselors actually help you the same way. They help you
Thank
set
you so
your
much. Thank you so much. I hope I could justify the topic.
absolutely yes, yes, ma'am.
Thank you so
In
much.
recent times, yes, yes, ma'am. Please.
Thank you so much.
So I think you covered everything about career counseling, how important it is. As we can say, it has got this recognition in recent times a lot more in India,
Yeah,
especially,
yeah,
which was not very much popular among students. Like parents and students, they are now very much concerned about the career choices uh, and the stressful
actually,
lifestyle.
problem is because of the stressful life. The parents do not have time, and the dreams that they have.
Right, right. And I think
So
it's a never ending process. If you talk about career counseling, it's
exactly.
going throughout life. The process actually helps an individual to decide the best career option at any age,
Yeah,
for that matter.
exactly. Every success story has a person behind, a counselor behind.
Right.
So you are my counselor right now to give me confidence, to motivate me. So this is
Right, right. So I think if you are a student who just completed your studies, or an employee working somewhere, or maybe you no longer work, or maybe you don't want to work, I think career counseling is for everyone that needs to
exactly. I
know
told
their
no,
quality work.
even for doing business. I told in my this thing because most of them they want to be they self-employed nowadays.
Hmm.
So they career counseling help them also.
True. there's so many career opportunities where sometimes students get puzzled. Often, they take courses under pressure. Sometimes they don't understand whether he or she will be able to do it or not, and then they
That is
suffer
what no,
jobs
I told you.
that are not at all
The first
interesting to them.
example, the first example that I gave, that of a cardiologist, the child was
Right.
below average.
Yes. True. True. So, yes, career counseling is an important aspect to consider before making a career decision. It is a key in today's education sector that somehow promises to deliver the best results in terms of education, and especially in today's times when everybody is affected because of this pandemic. We're affecting day by day in such harsh time. A career counselor or a mentor can actually boost the confidence, and
Yeah.
of course they can help the person to adopt the best for them. So yes, thank you so much, ma'am. It was very informative
I
and it
think,
was wonderful having you on
thank
this
you.
forum.
Yeah, good
Thank
day.
you. And thank you, people. Thank you, audience. If you have any questions, you can post it in the comment section. Ma'am will answer them as and when possible. So with this, we come to an end. Thank you, ma'am. We'll connect
Thank
soon
you
with
so
something more
much.
interesting.
So much. Bye.
Take care.
Oh, yes.